What makes relationships last?
Our relationship has had its ups and downs, but what we've found is good communication holds everything together.
We decided to dedicate time every week to not only strengthen our relationship, but stimulate personal growth.
Strong relationships are built on strong communication.
Welcome to Date Night Conversations.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Date Night Conversations. I'm Chantel.
And I'm Greg.
And in this video, Greg and I are going to ask each other 3 questions we have never ever asked each other before.
Guys, I love these questions because they're so random and they just make you think on a completely different level. Sometimes they go into deep conversations.
Literally.
So not only are we learning more about each other and you guys are learning more about us, but we get to learn more about you guys too when you respond to our questions. Comment down below.
Yes. We really like when you guys interact because sometimes we're stumped on a question and Greg will be like, let's just see what the viewers think and what their answers would be to some of the questions. So Thank you to those who have been interacting with us and coming on this date night conversation journey with us. We really appreciate every single one of you.
Absolutely. It's seriously one of those things where there's a question and like, man, I don't even know how I would answer that. And as soon as you start reading the comments once it's posted, I'm like, oh man, fantastic idea. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Meeting somebody from history, a famous person.
Yeah.
When names start popping up, like, oh my gosh, those are really good ideas.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah. No, seriously. It actually, because, we're almost makes our own thinking limited when you can start bringing in everybody else's also.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. So you ready to get into this? Because I don't want to keep them waiting.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's get right into it. All right, so I'm first?
Yeah.
Okay, first question. All right, the category is life. What's your best scar story?
That's a good one. That's a good question.
Yeah, it is because I don't know.
Best scar story, I'm going physical scars. We're not going to go deep into something that left a traumatic scar.
Oh, because it could be spiritual scars, it could be physical scars, it could be a verbal scar.
No. The question is scars, and I'm going physical because I think, to me, that would be the most interesting.
Okay.
I'm rereading the card. What's your best scar story? Yes, physical scar. Like, oh, how did you earn that? She doesn't have anything, I'm just pointing. Okay, I think my best scar story is, I've got like a pretty deep scar here on my shoulder blade. I think that's gonna be my best one.
How'd you get that?
Do you know how I got it?
Yep, I do. I had to think for a second, but yes, I do.
I got that when I was a bike messenger and I got doored. And here's the story. So, this was years ago. So it was my ex's birthday. And I was trying to get out of work early. And there was like one last call. Hey Greg, just bring this one in quick. And because I was waiting to catch a train home. So I'm sprinting to get this package and bring it back to the office. And the thing is, like, in hindsight, the call was worth $1 for me to go to the office, pick up this package, go to the address, pick up the parcel, and get it back to the office. But because I was in a hurry myself, because it was a birthday thing, I was just giving her. I'm like sprinting. I want to catch the early train. I don't want to have to wait. Mm-hmm. And in that sprint, oh man, a delivery service was parked in a no stopping lane and I'm flying through traffic. And so I'm not expecting doors to open. This is no stopping. And like, this is a busy section of downtown Toronto. And the guy opened that door when I was in full sprint and I smashed into that edge hard.
It's so hard for me to see myself doing what you guys do, like weave through traffic on bicycles. Like, that's a skill in itself, and I would always think that's a dangerous thing to do. Because you guys are small guys on the road and there's some big trucks, they can't see you.
Yeah. and we do some stupid things.
And it's so crazy. Like, okay, guys, it was so new to me when I went one time to the States. Back when I was younger, I went to Connecticut. And that's where I saw, for the first time ever, motorcycles just weaving through traffic like this. I've never seen that before. They don't do it here. They don't really do it here. The way they do it there is like every motorcyclist.
It's just normal. Here it's
normal.
like a random thing. Like
They
you
will
see some guys, but...
Exactly.
Okay.
There will be two vehicles, one in this lane, one in that lane, and then the motorcyclist right between all the time.
Oh, they just ride the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do. The bike messages do. You ride the lines. You have to.
But it was so new to me seeing that, because that's not something that's practiced here
Not normal.
often. Yeah, so anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to mess up your flow there, but it was just, it's so bizarre to me that happens. But.
Okay, back to that story. Guy opens the door. I hit that door. Actually got 2 scars out of it. One was between my finger, and when I went over my handlebars and I landed like upside down on the back of a car in the next lane, and somehow that fall messed up my back. Yeah. I was lucky traffic wasn't moving in that lane, so traffic was stopped. So when I hit the door and went to the next lane, I landed sort of in the back of a car in between the cars. So I'm lying on the ground and that arm just hurt bad. And my pinky, because it was on the, say we ride the hoods, so it's forward facing like this on the brakes.
Yeah.
And when I went to turn, the door caught me between my knuckles here. So yeah, I was actually between the knuckles here, this shoulder, and then went over and...
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry.
Anyways, that's basically it. When I was lying on the ground and had my hand under my head and I was bleeding, and so that's, I heard people, I was like in and out, but I heard people freaking out because they thought the blood was coming from my head. I was wearing a helmet and it wasn't coming from my head, it was coming from between my,
Thank
my
goodness.
fingers. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good scar story.
That's my scar story.
Okay. So my scar story, it'd have to be a few years back or more than a few. I think Amaya at the time was about 2 or 3 and she's 9 now. Okay, so about 5 years ago, sorry, I had to process how long the story was that way. I was going out to a club with some girlfriends and I'm like, okay, you know what? I better just go get my eyebrows waxed because they were looking pretty rough. Okay, they're in rough shape. So this is a place I've been going to for years, a trusted salon. All the ladies are familiar with me and I've never had an issue. This time I go and I believe the lady that waxed my eyebrows might have done mine a few times, but she wasn't very new. But all I know, guys, is I'm laying there, minding my own business, just trying to get a nice line up with my eyebrows. And she puts the hot wax on, and I'm like, a little hotter than normal. Yeah, she's a pro. They know what they're doing. She puts the paper down, she gives a good rub, and she goes, and all of a sudden I feel like cold hair just hit a certain spot. I'm like, okay, that happens, it's okay, like that should be okay. She goes and does the other one. And I'm like, okay. Then my girl, when she was finished, takes lotion and puts them on my eyebrows. And my eyebrows were burning me. They were on fire. Like it was just out of this world. And when I got home, I didn't say anything. She showed me, but I couldn't see anything because everything just looked so glossy. So the person I am, I just want a good job done. I don't want to be confrontational. I mean, if I have to get to that step, I will, but I'm not the type of person that they do something like that. Even, guys, my hair story, check that one out. I'm just not someone to like, you fix this right now, or no, I'm not, like, I'm just not like that. Yeah. So anyways, I go home, and at this time, we're living in an apartment. So I go into the bathroom's small, I'm in the mirror and I'm just looking, and all I see is red, like an open wound under my eyebrow. and like another little red spot under that cut. And this one was on fire too, but I didn't really see any scars or any cuts on this side. So I looked closer, I'm like, she tore the skin off. Like my skin came off. And she put lotion on that. And I was just like, I was in such discomfort, guys. I remember calling a friend at that time, like, listen, this just happened to me. They're like, oh, are you okay? I'm like, I think I'll survive. But the whole time being at the club, my eyebrows were on fire. And I tried to lightly cover it up with makeup, like so you couldn't see it, but there's no hiding that. And there's no way I'm going into the middle of that cut to put makeup in to get myself infected. But it was on fire for a good 2 days until it started to like scab over. But anyways, before I get too far, that same night I went back to the salon and like, look at my eyebrows. And she's like, oh, we can't charge you for that. And she gave me, it was $7. She gave me like $7 back. And I'm just like,
what can you really do?
Nothing. So I actually do have a little scar under my eyebrow from that. How crazy is that, guys?
Wow.
So after that, I never waxed again.
Okay, here's your $7 back. Sorry about that. Like, I feel you deserve some more compensation.
That was it. I just never went back.
Oh man, because that's the other thing. Like you're really gonna lose business here. Like you could totally do something to save this customer, like explain why it happens, give some kind of compensation, and then you have a long-term customer that would actually go and say, man, this mistake happened, but this is what they did to make up for is amazing.
Oh, I was a long-time customer, man.
Instead, you're telling that bad story to everybody, and now nobody goes.
I know things happen.
Good customer service goes a long way.
Oh, it totally does. And I know things happen, and I'm super generous when it comes to things happening. I'm just like, every time someone makes a mistake, I'm like, you know what, it's okay, things happen. I don't take it to heart. But something like this that left physical damage on my face, like I couldn't hide it that night, was rough for me. And I still didn't get angry. I went back to the store and I'm just like, hey, I was just here a couple hours ago and someone waxed my eyebrows and this is what happened. She's like, oh my gosh, well, we can't charge you for that, I'm sorry. And she just gave me $7 back and I'm just like, thanks, and I left. And that was the end of the story. Never went back, and I was...
Oh, babe, you're feeling that.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And just to think that I've been going to this place before Maya was born, like in my high school days, to even after Maya was born, it sucked. Like, it was rough.
You know what? I remember this story. Like, I remember when it happened. But back when it happened, I didn't realize how much it affected you until you're like sharing it now and I really get it.
Wow.
So I know you were like bothered, like, babe, seriously, like look at my eyebrows. I'm like, oh man, I'm just like so sorry that happened. But I it didn't stick with me as strongly as like.
No, but it left a permanent scar. That's how bad they ripped the skin.
Damn.
Anyways, guys, it's your turn. Let us know what your answer is to this question. Let's read it again, babe.
What's your best scar story?
All right, you guys know what to do. Comment down below.
Yeah, there's gonna be some crazy stories, guys.
Yeah.
Like, share.
Yeah, we read every comment, guys. And we'll try to get back to each and every one of you as fast as we can, so just bear with us. All right, so we're ready to move on to the next question?
Yeah.
Okay, question number 2.
Question 2. Where are you not accepting that you're part of the problem?
That's a really good question, and that's a really challenging question at the same time.
Okay, we're gonna start a random one. This is one of those things that's like, when you're stuck in traffic, you're not stuck in traffic, you are the traffic. And people are always so frustrated with everybody else around them, but no man, this is all you. Don't get upset about it. You're one of them. So, where in my life am I stuck in traffic?
The only thing that really comes to me right now is like leaving on time in the morning with the kids. Sometimes I'm like...
Oh, that's totally fair. Good one, babe.
You like that?
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
Okay. Oftentimes we're leaving late because of me and my hair. You guys all know the story about my hair. I don't need to say it anymore.
You gotta get up and do that from minute 1.
Yeah, like
if you leave it too long, you never know how long it's gonna take.
No, I'm part of that problem. And sometimes I'm like, no, Greg, it was you. Because you set the kids' alarm at this time. And you should have set it at this time. And he's like, Chantel, you damn well know it's you because you couldn't get your hair right in the morning. And I'm just like...
Guys, here's the thing. When I see her hair, when she says, it's just not working, I'm like, your hair looks great. Your hair is totally fine. I'm sure you guys would say it too. You'll never get to see that though. If she's not comfortable, the camera's not going to be out. Right?
Guys,
but I'm like, man, she looks great.
Thank you.
You're so particular. And I'm like, when you finally get it, you're like, there. I'm like, okay. Oh, that hair just wasn't...
Yes, and that's all it takes to be in place.
Walk out that door, the wind blows, it's all over anyway.
No. And that's all it takes for one of those hairs to be, just not cooperating with me, and I'm having a moment with it.
Okay.
And then that's the end.
So, where in your life are you not accepting that you're part of the problem?
Your turn. I want to hear this. Please share, Greg.
Do you have one for me?
I have several.
Okay, well, it sucks. But am I allowed to use the same one?
Yeah.
I can?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you're part of the problem. It's a whole team environment up in this household.
I don't know if I would have thought of that on my own.
Well, that's okay.
So,
we always bounce
ideas. You
off
said
each
that,
other.
I'm like, wow, that's a really good one. Because I think that would be the only thing I could think of.
That's fine.
It's one of those things where if I oversleep and have to push everybody else, I'll still try and find, I'm like, you know what? If it wasn't for that, we still could have done it. But the fact is, if I had just got up on time, none of that would have mattered.
Yeah.
It's like the person who complains when you get cut off in traffic, like, oh, now I'm going to be late. Like, because you got cut off, dude, because there's one car ahead of you, you left way too late.
Yeah, left earlier, and they did that, it
like,
wouldn't have mattered.
You always try and push the blame somewhere else, but...
Or we're all accountable. Yeah.
Everybody in every other car is doing the exact same thing you're doing right now. Saying the exact same thing in their head. Yeah, so yeah.
True.
You try and pass blame when you know you can totally...
Yeah, you're part of the reason, and you gotta be accountable.
That was a good question.
Yeah. Alright guys, it's your turn to answer this question. I'll read the question again. Where are you not accepting that you're part of the problem?
Yeah.
Be honest now.
See, I think us giving some examples helps spark people's memories also, or help them realize some aspect in their life, like, oh, you know what? It would be this.
But guys, if that's okay if you recognize you're part of the problem, it's just that we have to try to do better. And that's growth, so don't be afraid.
Yeah, that was a fantastic question because it makes you more aware. You're like, oh, man, now that I think about it,
I better do something about it. Right.
There we go. Let's see if we can be more punctual in the morning.
All right, we're moving on to the final question. Everybody knows how Chantel feels about moving on to the final question.
We're already at the final
question. I get sad. I don't like being there so quick. I love these videos.
Okay.
All right, my turn?
Yep.
Okay, question 3. All right. How would you like your life to be different in 3 years? This is an awesome question.
I think you already know the answer to that.
But they don't know.
In 3 years, we're going to see some significant growth on all levels. And we will not be in the same place anymore, like at all.
So how would you like it to be different?
I'm going to be a lot more comfortable.
That's wonderful, yeah. Who doesn't like to be comfy?
Yeah. That's like my own goals. Like I see where I'm going. So in the next 3 years, I'm not going to be in this house. I'm not going to be driving that car. I'm not going to be working where I'm working now. I'm going to be more comfortable in all those aspects.
And you see yourself growing that way, right?
Yeah.
Like continuing
100%. Yeah. And then all the experiences that come along with that. Yeah, a lot more travel.
That would be amazing.
This pandemic crap, come on.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of these questions really relate to the sort of time that we're in right now.
Yeah, but one day at a time. Okay, my turn?
Yeah.
Okay. How would I like my life to be different in 3 years?
Mhm.
Guys, I've said it from the get-go. I've been quite transparent. It's just growth for me. Like, I want to progress. I want to be able to give my children the life that I wanted as a kid. So getting them to experience new things all the time, surprising them, keeping them happy the best way I can, and just growing with my children. It means so much to me, and as well as with my partner. I want to see new things. I want to talk to people. I want to talk to people that's on a higher level than me. I want to hear experiences. I want to hear stories. I want to be inspired. I just want to. I want to meet some of you guys. It's so funny. Like 3 years, I want to do a lot.
Imagine where we'll be in 3 years, for real.
Yeah, I want to do a lot. I want to do a lot, and I'm already starting. We are already starting with the smallest thing that we can control within our time here right now.
Even now, we're saying, like, look where we are now from just a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 years? Come on.
It's going to happen. We're just going to keep our mindset there and just continue to do what we're doing. All right, guys. It is your turn. Want to read them the question, Dan?
Yeah.
Please.
All right. How would you like your life to be different in 3 years?
All right, guys.
Yeah.
You know what to do.
Some people setting some goals.
Yep. Comment down below. All right, guys. That was episode 15 of Date Night Conversations.
I can't believe we're already at episode 15.
Mm-hmm. We're giving you guys these videos twice a week. We love doing them.
Yeah, so again, respond to the questions, comment down below. Mm-hmm. We'd love to hear from you guys. Here's some responses to these questions.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.